Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Walt Nauta pleaded not guilty today for his role in hiding documents at Mar-a-Lago. I guess he finally got his Florida attorney, and that person is Sasha Dodon. She was a criminal, like a public defender for a while, and now she's part of a law group, but she does mostly civil work. So I think he had to get an attorney that was in good standing in Florida, so she fit the bill. However, I imagine the attorney that's actually going to do the heavy lifting here is Stanley Woodward. He's been an attorney that MAGA and Trump world have turned to represent them. And he represented Kelly Biggs and other folks in the insurrection cases that were recently judged. Generally considered a very bright person who's well prepared and is likable. So, I guess unlike the clients he's representing, he's effective at what he does. So, and we can rest assured that Trump and the Trumpers out there are having good lawyers represent them. So when their guilty verdicts come, it's because they're guilty and not due to crappy lawyers. Okay. So, Walt Nauta. I know that I threw on him recently, and I believe I came away with saying, I really hope he listens to his lawyers because, Trump throws people under the bus, and, Mr. Nauta is not going to be anything different. And, for entertainment purposes only, I get kind of a daddy issue vibe with Mr. Nauta. And Trump kind of fills that, much in the same way that Putin has, and Trump has that daddy issue vibe that Putin fills. So I just want to look, now that Walt Nauta has pleaded guilty to the not guilty, excuse me, entertainment purpose only, to the Mar-a-Lago case, will he work with his attorneys and will he work well with his attorneys? Will he flip? Will he stay straight? Let's see. Okay, young man with something to offer. He's got some information he could be offering, and he's tied himself to the devil. Well, I think we've pretty much got the right person and the right person here. I don't really need to go much more into that, do I? In the past Knight of Cups, he has been a friend to the devil. The devil is a false friend to him. He's been a servant, a body man to Trump. And again, underneath it we have temperance. So slow integration. I think right off the top what this tells me is that there's going to be a purification of Walt Nauta over time from Trump. And maybe that purification will actually lead him to taking his information to the DOJ before it's too late. Current situation, Ace of Cups. I would imagine Mr. Nauta is stressed out beyond all belief. Trump would be trying to calm him down. Just don't worry about it. We got this taken care of. You just be quiet and everything will be fine, as he gets ready to throw him under the bus. You be calm before I feed you to the lions. Overarching situation is the King of Wands. Okay, to me, again, this is kind of my Merrick Garland card. Let me move this back because it's kind of not on the screen here. This is kind of my Merrick Garland card. This is, or actually, you know what? I'm going to take a step further. This is his lawyer, Woodward. This is Woodward looking towards the future and trying to decide what the best course of action is for his client. This guy actually cares. This guy actually cares about his client. He's not a classic Trump lawyer who will do everything Trump says. He's going to be his own man on this one. That's actually really good for Mr. Nauta. I think, and again, the King of Wands is going to have a plan. He's going to have a plan forward for this young man, hopefully to minimize this young man's exposure to this not so young man, not so nice man. Outcome is justice. that plan is going to serve this person well in the Justice Department. And again, we had temperance underneath this. So I think Mr. Woodward's going to make some very good inroads in with Mr. Nauta to convince him that working with the DOJ is in Mr. Nauta's best interests. He's actually going to get through to him. How quickly, I don't know. But because temperance is slow, so this is not something that's going to happen overnight. Walt Nauta's not going to wake up tomorrow morning and say, "Oh my God, what was I thinking?" I think he still feels Trump is going to be there for him, and Trump will save the day. And man, Mr. Nauta, if you or your family or anybody who loves you is listening to this, please don't. Trump is not like that. He will use you, abuse you, and toss you to the wolves. Save yourself. You're in enough trouble as it is. Save yourself. A jury is going to be a lot more sympathetic to you than they will if you stay by this man's side all the way through. There's going to be a lot of forgiveness in there. Unless you're belligerent about it. In which case, well, you get what you get. Okay. Will Walt Nauta take his attorney's advice? Will he take Mr. Woodward's advice? Because to me, Mr. Woodward is the type of person who's going to tell you to take a deal. Let me ask a different question. Does Mr. Woodward have Mr. Nauta's best interest at heart? That's probably a better question. So before Walt listens to him, let's ask if the attorney has Walt Nauta's best interest at heart. Planning, looking ahead, looking out in the future, working in the background. It's a winner-take-all type thing. Hangman, looking at things versus sacrifices here. There's that strong emotion again. These are not bad cards. I think that Bob Woodward is looking in the future, looking out for this young man's future, because he knows that this is a ruthless game that's being played. And he doesn't want his client to be a sacrificial lamb for Donald Trump. So I see him trying to communicate that Walt has to be concerned about Walt's best interests. He will work with other attorneys. He will work with the Department of Justice for him if that's what's required. And he will try and get Walt to look at things differently. Or if he's going to turn, that it's okay to be sacrificed in this case because it's going to serve you better in the long run. And he's going to be he's going to appeal to Walt Nauta's emotions, or he's going to be very calming to his emotions, because underneath there's a strong emotional component. Maybe Mr. Woodward fools people and he's actually a really, really passionate person, but you wouldn't know it until you've worked closely with him. But I think Mr. Nauta is also a passionate person and might just be a little bit scared. Might be a little bit worried about following his lawyer's advice. But from those cards, to me, it seems like his lawyer has Mr. Nauta's best interest at heart. I mean, that hangman could go either way, but it's easily explained that he could be showing Walt Nauta a different way to look at things. Or if nothing else, please take the deal. I know you're going to be vilified. You'll be thrown under the bus. But guess what? You're going to be thrown under the bus anyways. You might as well spend the least amount of time in prison as possible and maybe not get any prison time. If you own it, you'll probably get some. Okay. Will not Walt Nauta follow his lawyer's guidance? Will he take his advice? Will he work with the Department of Justice? That card really wants to come out. Let's keep shuffling and see if it really does come out. Yikes. Will Walt Nauta will he flip? Okay, that one was some card. Okay, you want to come out? We'll throw two signifiers on this one, but that one absolutely wanted to come out. Will Walt Nauta flip? Oh, he's going to see the light. And he'll move forward with the plan. He's going to understand what the truth is. He's going to move forward with his lawyer's plan. Yeah, he's gonna see what is. There's my flip card. Okay. He's going to understand the truth, and he's going to follow the plan of his lawyer, because the lawyer is looking at his well-being not only now but in the future. How everything that happens in this trial affects this young man for the rest of his life. It affects his finances. It affects his family. It affects his ability to get jobs. Everything. He's explained the big picture to Walt. And it's funny. I mentioned that I got this feeling that Walt Nauta looks at Donald Trump as a father figure. I think he's also going to look at this lawyer as a father figure, but this lawyer is going to resonate more with Walt's divine feminine energy, shall we say, as opposed to the testosterone knuckle dragging Trumpian toxic masculinity type energy. He's actually going to be that stern papa that says, hey man, no, you're messing up, you've got to do this. Basically explaining how Walt has been misled, and how he's going to be used and abused if he doesn't turn state's evidence. Walt will consider that, but I think he's going to listen to this man, because this man actually resonates with him. Don't be surprised. Well, I don't know how we're ever going to know this, but I wouldn't be surprised to find out that Mr. Woodward would have been like a father or a grandfather in Walt Nauta's past life, in one of his past lives. Somebody who's older, who's wiser, whose wisdom could be passed on and heeded. And I really, really hope that Mr. Nauta heeds this man's advice for his sake and his family's sake. Okay. Thank you for watching this reading. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for supporting my channel. I passed 2,500 subscribers today. I'm really excited about that. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.